Hey, good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Hope y'all have a great day today. There's a lot of things to talk about, not only for the tropics, but severe weather as well. We have a big tornado threat that is coming with some damaging winds. So I will put the timestamps in the description if you came here just for the severe weather. It'd be easier for you to find that way. The big tropical update now, we have 93L and we have 94L, guys. And I am showing that not only that, 95L will be coming shortly. We do have 93L right up here, and we do have 94L right above my head. 94L is going to weaken and head towards Cuba and southeast Florida, and I'm still showing that 93L will also head that way as well. And I'm showing that next big monster storm that I talked about in the past. It is still coming, guys. Matter of fact, it has a potential to be a major Cat 5 hurricane hitting the Gulf. And I'm talking 939 millibars strong. Now, if you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day, just not Friday from sundown to Saturday from sundown. That's Sabbath. And I'm doing tropical updates every afternoon now. Just so you know, I didn't do an update on Friday because I told y'all this was going to weaken and the surface lows was going to transfer around, try and find itself. And that is what did happen. So it didn't need no update. But make sure you hit that subscribe button because I am all year around. And for a quick update, I've been showing that these two waves will meet up in the southeast of the Gulf of Mexico, right by Florida. I'm still showing that information. That's around the 12th to the 15th. And I'm still showing around the 19th and the 20th, guys, that we have this big one that's going to zoom right through the Caribbean and be a problem for the Gulf. Matter of fact, this morning is showing that it'd be a potential major hurricane. And I'm talking Cat 5, not no Cat 3. So I'm going to get into everything that I have for you guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let people know to watch this video so they can stay alerted. And share this information to your friends, your family. If you use social media, please help alert others. Now, as of 7 a.m. this morning, Invest 94L has 30 miles per hour winds. And it has 1,009 millibar pressure. This could get to a tropical depression before it reaches Puerto Rico, and there will be a weakening phase. And Invest 93L also has 30 miles per hour winds, 1,010 millibar pressure. So both of these systems are very strong. Matter of fact, Invest 93L has a good chance to be a tropical storm by the time it meets up by Puerto Rico. So we really need to keep our eye on these two waves. Plus that next big monster coming, it is still coming, guys, and it's even showing greater potential. Now I wanted to wait for the 8 a.m. update, guys. That way we can get a little more confirmation. I know y'all feel a lot better when y'all see NOAA see these things on radar. Disturbance 1 is at 40%. It will be getting weakened down by this dry air for a while as it passes by Puerto Rico. But right now it has environmental conditions are expected to be favorable to support some gradual development, and this system could become a tropical depression while it moves northwestward at 10 to 15 miles per hour. This disturbance is forecast to reach portions of the Lesser Antilles late Monday and then move across the eastern Caribbean Sea and Greater Antilles through the middle of the week. So I have shown some very heavy rainfalls, especially for the Bahamas. Bahamas, you got to stay alert on this because all this group of disorganized and organized thunderstorms are coming your way still. And disturbance 2, it is at 40% also. And this is within the next 5 days, 30% in the next 48 hours. Environmental conditions are expected to become a little more favorable for gradual development, and this system could become a tropical depression within the next few days. The system is forecast to move slowly towards the west, southwest, or west during the next couple of days, then move a little faster towards the west by midweek. So this thing's going west. It's going to really bring an issue. Remember that one a while back where I showed these two systems meeting up right here by the southeast Florida? I'm still showing that, and that's these two right here. 92L back here has 0% chance of forming. It just got engulfed in by the dry air, and it's not looking so good. And this shows, these two show a big threat for southeast Florida, Bahamas, Puerto Rico, the islands, as well as the southeast. Could be going towards South Carolina or North Carolina still. Please keep alert to these, guys. The next one that will be on radar, it will zoom past just like I've been showing y'all. And it will zoom through the Caribbean, and it will be a big issue. Matter of fact, Jamaica, I am showing that this group of thunderstorms is still coming your way. And I'm still showing that it's not going to form until after it passes by you. So if there is rainfall, it won't be too heavy. However, I do have your amounts. This system is expected to form on the Western Caribbean, get very strong, cross over to Yucatan into the Gulf of Mexico, right above the Bay of Campeche, and intensify. And it's been showing that for a while. And this morning is showing a potential major Cat 5. We do have that cold front coming down, and the timing of the cold front is going to knock these tropical depressions, these tropical storms that come out of this to the southeast. That's why it moves to the southeast. And on that second cold front, because we do have that second one still coming down, that could protect the Gulf and Texas from this potential major Cat 5 hurricane that comes in. But it could be an issue for Mexico at that point. So Monterey and everybody in the northeast of Mexico, you need to stay alert as well. Plus, you do have a lot of severe weather, guys. I'm in it as well. You have the marginal in this green, dark green. You have the slight risk in this yellow. This is for severe thunderstorms. And also a big 2% risk for tornadoes. And this is for today. Plus, you have wind and you have hail problems that will be coming with this storm as it passes through. Just like that other severe weather event you had a while back is happening again. And this is going to be a multi-day event for about 3 days, maybe more. It could carry over to the northeast as well. I am showing that we will have that cold front. It will be putting a trough in here, and it will be carrying that down. That will create a lot of shear and a lot of activity. Plus, with your hot dew points, the heat is what's making all this active like this. It's just raising so much convection with over 100 and something heat indexes. It's just wild. Tomorrow, you will be in a more marginal in these areas with a slight risk right here by North Dakota. And you still have a tornado threat for tomorrow as well. And this will carry into Tuesday also. You have a marginal in this big area, and you have a slight risk for severe weather in this yellow. Plus, you have a great chance for wind and hail also to come with this storm. So this is not only today, this is tomorrow and Tuesday as well. Now, when you take a look at the Euro and you see what's going on with all these systems, you have this grouping of thunderstorms here. This is your Invest 94L, and you have Invest 93L right here, and Invest 92L is going to be dying off shortly from the dry air. But as we move forward through the days, you can see what happens, and all the models are agreeing with this. This is headed towards Puerto Rico, and it will start strengthening up as it gets by Puerto Rico. And this is according to the Euro. So by Tuesday, Puerto Rico is going to be coming by you, and then by Wednesday, that next wave is going to show itself. Now, this next wave will be Invest 95L, and it will be strong. But as you follow what happens, according to the Euro, and as we go past Puerto Rico, you can see it does intensify. And then as it weakens down, because it's still fighting that dry air, it will go all the way towards the Bahamas, and that's when it will start strengthening. So you can see right there is getting a lot of shear on it. That's because we have the cold front coming down. I'll show you that. But right when it gets by the Bahamas, it starts strengthening. And it wants to go over Florida. It still wants to go into the Gulf of Mexico. It gets hit with the cold front, and it gets knocked over to the southeast as it tries to intensify right there by Florida and goes southeast. And by the 15th, after dealing with that, the next group of thunderstorms coming off that big monster system that I was showing you the other day, it is going to pass through the Caribbean. There's going to be some shear there, so it's going to stay weak for a minute. But once it gets past Jamaica, then it starts grouping up really nice and tries to strengthen, and that's all we can see so far. But it will start heading towards the Gulf of Mexico. So this is really a big storm that we really need to worry about, not only the one that's coming now. We have multiples. Plus, you can see what's coming off the coast of Africa. We're getting wave after wave after wave. Now, the GFS also agrees with the Euro that it will be going towards Puerto Rico. It will be a little bit of strengthening right there, and then it'll be weakening right back because all the dry air is hitting some shear. But as you go through, they go the same direction as the other weather models are showing. The data shows that it will go by the Bahamas and start strengthening up. Then as it goes by Florida, trying to go over Florida, trying to get in the Gulf, it strengthens up real strong by the Bahamas, dropping a lot of rainfall Bahamas, and then going towards the southeast because it gets pushed by the dry air. I will show you. But it gets really intensified right above Bahamas, and so far the GFS has it off land a little further than Euro. Euro shows that it hugs a little tighter, but it still shows it's going towards North Carolina, South Carolina, and that could skim and go by and go possibly by Rhode Island or even Delaware and be an issue. But it is showing same place as Euro, just one's closer to shore, one's showing offshore. And we have had some runs in the past that show it goes straight over Florida and curve like this because the cold front came later. Now, just to show you a little more information so you can get the average of what everybody's talking about. This is your icon model. It don't go very far, But you can see how it shows that we'll get a good grouping of storms, and as it passes by Tuesday, the icon agrees with the Euro that it will do a little more intensification as it goes by Puerto Rico and then head west, straight for the Bahamas. Same location, multiple models. When you look at the cyclone ensembles and see what the possibility is, by the time you get to the 14th, all this group of thunderstorms coming this way. The majority of them show that it will be right here by the Bahamas. It will be somewhat a weak system, 1,000 to 1,010 millibars. You go into the 15th and see what happens. You see how it goes to the southeast of Florida. That's because of cold front. I will show you. It will intensify a little bit as it goes towards the coast, towards North Carolina and South Carolina, and even possibly intensify more. So that still shows that we could have a potential major hurricane to a very strong hurricane still hitting South Carolina and North Carolina, and we've been showing that ever since the 19th. And on the 16th and 17th, when that next tropical wave makes it through the Caribbean and starts strengthening past Jamaica, it does show a potential to still go towards the Bay of Campeche, still intensify, and it even has a later one intensifying a little bit later, so it could be anywhere from the 16th to the 19th. I've shown the 19th many times. And as it goes through the Bay of Campeche, it intensifies. And that intensification is major, guys. This right here, this purple section you see here, for this long intensification period, this is 950 millibars. And if it did come later and come this one, it would be the red one where it would be 960 millibars. Still both of them very strong hurricanes. Now, when you look through the SpaghettiOs and see what's according to the Euro, there's a possibility on the 15th for a tropical cyclone to form, and it could intensify and go straight towards Louisiana by the 16th. So if the cold front don't hit it and it sneaks past Florida and Cuba, which we showed many times, it could be headed towards Louisiana and Mississippi still. And then the next storm, that big storm I've been telling y'all about, but it will start intensifying according to the models also, right around the 17th and 18th, right by Jamaica, and then it'll pass by Jamaica and intensify even stronger. And that purple right there is 950 millibars pressures, guys. This is a major Cat 5 if this happens. I will show you in a second. Now, it could zoom by the Yucatan and start going for this one where it go towards Texas, or it could go over to Yucatan, go overland, as we all know, that would weaken it down, but it still stays very strong. While if it came earlier and missed the Yucatan, it would intensify and go towards southern Texas. But this one here, so far, I've been showing for the lower Bay of Campeche for a long time, shows it could intensify even more. And so far has it going towards either Mexico or going towards Texas. So it could very much intensify and be a big problem for Mexico, going towards somewhere by Monterey. Check with the Euro and see what the possible low pressures are for the cyclones coming through the Caribbean. You can see it could get down to a 961. And as it passes by and goes by the Yucatan, it gets to a 946. Then it goes across and weakens and strengthens right back up all the way to a 939 in the Bay of Campeche. Or it could be a 958 on that one you saw that could be headed towards southern Texas. So when you go through all 30 perturbed members and see what the possible locations could be for these tropical cyclones, you can see right here in E3, just by the 14th, that it could meet up right by Florida. It'll get pushed to the east of it because of that cold front I'll show you. And that could go right for South Carolina and North Carolina. Also right here on E13 is still showing that it could rip right up Florida and go towards Georgia. So I'm still showing that as well. Even E25 right here shows that that group of thunderstorms can make it to the western Caribbean. Very weak because all the shear or dry air. And then it could still get in the Gulf and intensify and go right towards Florida. That would be right towards Apalachicola, somewhere around that area. Plus right here on E10, it shows that it could go right towards Florida like the other ones, but it could get stopped by the cold front and actually dip over Florida. It shows it right here on E17 that it could still intensify and go over Florida and Georgia. So that's a possibility, guys. Plus, if you look right here on E12, it shows that the next one after 93 and 94L could go right through the Caribbean and zip right over Jamaica and go right into our Gulf. Of course, right for Florida. You can see right here on 29, this is the next one that's coming after 93 and 94L with another potential cyclone that forms up somewhere around Puerto Rico, and we could actually have two at one time. Plus, this is the one that's showing that could be that Cat 5 major hurricane going right over to Yucatan in the Bay of Campeche and going right towards Mexico and southern Texas. And here's a closer look at it so you can see where it goes pretty much. It goes straight for Mexico and Texas. I mean, right on the border right there. And it could either go north or south. You can see all that here. When you look for a tropical depression, you see it has pretty much a 90% chance of getting a tropical depression within the next 3 days, guys. And it will start weakening as it goes towards Puerto Rico and moving by. But it could stay a tropical depression all the way towards the Antilles. Then as it moves past Puerto Rico, the energy does curve by Florida and go to the southeast. And that is because of the cold front, which I will show you. And our next wave passing through has a good chance to have some good energy passing straight through the Caribbean, going all the way to the western side of the Caribbean and strengthening up. And the next wave after that be a little more northern, kind of like that double that we saw just now in the ensembles. When you look for a chance for a tropical storm, you can see that it's already growing a great percentage for that storm to already go into favorable environment and becoming a possibility for a tropical storm. This is very low for 15, maybe 20 tops, probably 15% chance. But still, this ain't even a tropical depression. This is checking for stronger. This is checking for a tropical storm. I didn't see anything under hurricane, but it did have this and our next energy going northern. Now this cold front that we're about to get, we've been talking about it for a while, guys. It actually is going to play a big part, just like always, on where this storm of 93L and 94L, where it's going, if they do group up or actually separate into two. According to the Euro on the AO, the Arctic Oscillation, you can see right around the 12th to the 14th, we get a dip of cold air that will be coming towards the southeast. And it's not something cold you need to worry about. I mean, after all these heat indexes that you're getting on the severe weather pretty soon, these cooler temperatures, I'm sure you will welcome. But at the same time, you'll be having a tropical depression, a tropical storm headed towards your way for the southeast. And this dip right here is perfect timing to push it, bring a big strong cold front, and make it go to the east-northeast. And when you look at the GFS, it confirms that somewhere around the 12th to the 14th, there will be that dip of cold air. So that's a good chance. That's why that's going on the east side of Florida and not getting into the Gulf. It's because of the cold front protecting y'all. And you can see from the 17th on that we have another chance for a dip of cold air coming down, even lower into our country. And this could actually protect the Gulf from this next one that's coming that has a good potential to be a Cat 5 major hurricane. Now when you check with the Euro and you check on the cloud tops to see what's going on with all these thunderstorms when it meets up by the Bahamas, but as it starts to get organized and it's away from that high pressure right by the Bahamas, you can see as the days go by with that cold air that comes down that it starts to get organized right by the Bahamas. And then as the cold air comes down another day, you can see there's some big cloud tops right here. This is probably 50,000 feet. So that's some very strong cloud tops. There will be some thunderstorms coming with that cold front, guys. But once again, you can see the storm grouping up right by southern Florida. And these are the cloud tops showing it breathing very good. And then it strengthens and gets very consolidated. And right here, it's having over 40,000 feet high cloud tops. So it is starting to breathe good. But we have that next cold front coming. So as it goes over Florida and tries to do something, get whopped with that next cold front that's coming. And this is some very high cloud tops. This is 45 to 50,000 feet high cloud tops. And this will be some severe weather that will be going on. And you can see it here. And then once it hits it and blocks it from the cold air, because it will be creating that deep trough with a high ridge to it, it will be pulling it to the southeast and start forming up over the southeast of the U.S. And then the cold front will be gone, and then it has a chance to intensify and do whatever it's going to do. If you're here just for tropical updates, there is links in the description to get right past it. I just got to get a section in here for people for the severe weather because there is a lot going on. From all your heat indices building up, and it will cause convection and problems. And you see right around 4 or 5 p.m., not only is it strong for northern Wisconsin, but it's also strong for eastern Nebraska and this big group down here as this moves more towards the central of the U.S. And as you go all the way to 8, 9, and 10 o'clock tonight, it will hold its strength all the way until 1 o'clock in the morning when it finally will calm down. Until then, you need to watch out because you have a very good chance for tornadoes. Now tomorrow, I believe tomorrow will be ramped up even more, guys. Because if you look at your big section right here, right around 11 o'clock for tomorrow, you will get a high amount, and it will be explosive, of Cape values for these thunderstorms to grow into and cause some serious issues. And right here at 4 p.m., you're already at 5,500 joules per kilogram in these Cape values. So I think that the tornado threat will go up. Then as your evening goes along, you can see it shoving all the way across, and then it finally gets hit down with a cold front and goes away around midnight. But still, even at midnight, you still have a big group of high convective activity right here of over 5,000 joules. You still can get a tornado even though it will be nocturnals, but it will be after midnight, and its strength stays very strong all the way until 5 o'clock in the morning. And then it'll literally blow right back up again for Tuesday. And you got another threat for some severe weather and tornadoes. And look at all this strong Cape value. Look at all the strong convective activity that's coming with this high dew points. As you go through, it grows even stronger. And once again, it gets all the way to 5,500 joules again, right here over Illinois and southern Iowa. So please be aware, this is a very strong system that is coming. It will bring very intense severe weather and thunderstorms with a lot of large hail. Be careful over the severe weather, especially Monday and Tuesday. And that's all because of these heat indices that you're going to be having is creating all this convection. And it will create a lot of storms, guys. Matter of fact, starting tomorrow, your heat indices is all over 100. Especially 102 and 3 in all this gray area. Some people even 4, 5, and 6. And this will continue for a few days. Tuesday, all these very hot heat indices from all these strong dew points will carry over towards Illinois and southern Wisconsin and parts of Indiana. That's why severe weather is moving over as well. It's going to follow all this energy. Now, even though you don't have severe weather showing for past Tuesday, look at these heat indices for Wednesday. It's going to continue to carry across Ohio Valley. Now, you got Indiana and Illinois in it as well again. So another big area you need to watch for Wednesday as well. NOAA will start putting this on their radar. And Thursday is going to be hot again and carry over into Ohio now and Michigan. So the severe weather will start carrying east, guys, and it will go towards the northeast as well. And then Friday, right when we have that possible tropical depression, tropical storm right here off the Caribbean going towards the Bahamas, then you got your cold front coming down. That one from the 12th to the 14th, it'll start coming down. It won't be super cold temperatures, but now you got cold temperatures meeting 106, 102 heat indexes. Matter of fact, for Saturday, you can see the group of thunderstorms where it's going to be at, and you can see the heat indexes right here in the south, still stretching up to the Midwest. But so far for the GFS, in the next 5 days, this is your rainfall amounts. And it shows Kentucky could get in on some heaviness rain, but most of it will be western Illinois and northern Missouri getting this heavy rainfall. Even southern Wisconsin and scattered around Michigan. The Euro is showing heaviness as well, but it's showing mostly it's going to be a Michigan, Wisconsin, and Iowa problem. So the Euro is showing that it'd be all the way from northwest to southwest Michigan, can get anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. And it shows that anywhere from northern all the way to southern Wisconsin could be anywhere from 1 to 2+ inches of rainfall. Eastern Iowa, same thing, and northern Illinois, 1+ inches. So this is your main hit area for the next 5 days. And this will move to the east. Now your Invest 93L, it was stronger earlier. It is on a slowly weakening phase that will strengthen back up as it gets away from this dry air. And Invest 94L is very strong thunderstorms. Don't have a closed low yet, but it is definitely trying. When it gets away from this dry air, more like towards Puerto Rico, this is going to strengthen up as well. And Invest 94L is predicted to be a tropical storm, and it could be up to a hurricane. So there's a good chance, but all models are showing this will be a tropical storm. Matter of fact, within the next 36 hours, you could be looking at Tropical Storm Fred here. And the main tracks are showing that it's going to go towards Puerto Rico and slide over to the southeast. We've been showing that for so long, it is unreal. There's a few of them that show it has a chance to break away and get into the Gulf. However, the majority of them is showing to be somewhere over here by the Bahamas. But it does get a lot of energy, and it does start swirling towards the southeast, towards Florida. Now, so far I'm showing a cold front could protect Florida from that, but that could get into the Gulf and be a problem. That is a lot of heavy precipitation. It's still getting good rotation, but you pretty much can see two of them together. And our next wave that's coming after, it's already getting some shape to it. This one's going to be a monster. Now, a lot of models show 93L will get up to a tropical storm as well. So that would make that tropical storm Grace if the other one takes the name of Fred first. So you could have Tropical Storm Fred and Tropical Storm Grace knocking right at your doorstep. As a matter of fact, the H-Wharf is taking it all the way to a major Cat 3 hurricane because it sees this potential as well. And for those that saying, oh, it's just one, it's outlier, H-Wharf has never been an outlier. Matter of fact, last year when David Schlotthauer was doing hurricane tracking, all these other models were showing as going to the Gulf, not going to be a super big problem, maybe a hurricane. H-Wharf was showing a Cat 4 major hurricane, and it did turn into that. So you don't downplay the H-Wharf. H-Wharf is a very good model. And here's that here. You can see how you get the H-Wharf in 5 days. There's going to be a system growing right here by the Eastern Caribbean islands, and it's going to go west. And you can track this on the 850 millibar vorticity. You can see it going right past Puerto Rico, as well as, the next wave we have going on. And as you go through it, you can see how it goes right towards the Cuba and Bahamas, and it tries to strengthen up into something. Now, it could go into the Gulf at this point, or it could go southeast of Florida. But it shows, the majority of it shows that it'll go off the coast of Florida and strengthen up somewheres over there. And here's the same thing according to the Euro, so you can see that they both do agree. It does show a little bit weaker by Puerto Rico, but as it goes towards the Bahamas, this is where everything's going to meet up, and it's going to strengthen up off the East Coast. And just to be well-rounded, a CMC model with your vorticity, so you can see as it goes past Puerto Rico, it actually shows it gets a closed low and strengthens over Puerto Rico as it heads towards the Bahamas. And once again, it gets hit with the cold air, and this one shows it goes more over Florida, but it still goes towards the East Coast. And by the 19th and the 20th, after that done pass, we have this big group of precipitation of thunderstorms passing towards the Yucatan, and this has the potential to be that potential Cat 5 major hurricane. So we need to keep our eyes on this. This is around the right time when we should see one. So here's the next 10 days according to the Euro. It shows a little over an inch for Jamaica and Puerto Rico. And you see a little over an inch for the Bahamas. It shows that it just stays a group of thunderstorms till real late. Now, the GFS shows that you will get over an inch Puerto Rico, and then as it heads towards the Bahamas, this is within 5 days. When you go to 10 days, you can see the heaviness. It puts over 2 inches for Puerto Rico, almost 2 inches for Jamaica, but it puts over 5 inches for northern Bahamas, and possibly for southern if this forms earlier. And so far, it takes it towards the Carolinas and curves. So far, WSV3, which has the same information satellites to everybody else, has 93L moving 9 miles per hour to the west. Invest 94L is moving 16 miles per hour to the west. Alright, before I play this for you, do me a favor, guys. Share this video on social media. Help alert others of these storms that are coming. Multiple model shows is coming straight for the Bahamas, straight for southern Florida, and possibly hooking off to the East Coast. Please help me alert others. God bless you all. Thank you for your help. And last time we read Revelation 10, and we're going through the Revelations, especially for the period of time we're living in now. Amen. So today is Revelation 11. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not. For it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these 2 prophets tormented them that dwelt in the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and 1/10 part of the city fell. And in an earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our land, and of his Christ, he shall reign forever and ever. And the 24 elders which sat before God on their seats fell upon their faces and worshipped God, saying, We give thee thanks, O Lord God Almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and hast reigned. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great. Thou shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And the temple of God was opened in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the ark of his testament, and there were lightnings and voices and thunderings, and an earthquake and great hail. Amen. God bless you all today. Hope you have a very blessed Sunday out there. Be aware of these systems. Please help share this information, share these warnings of these storms coming. I do wish the best for every single one of you. Thank you again for visiting my channel today. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, Father of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And he's coming back. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a very, very blessed day.